Rain poured down in sheets, turning the alley behind Maple Street into a river of cold water. Riley Paxton pressed herself against the overhang of an abandoned warehouse, trying to stay dry. 26 years old, with auburn hair darkened by the rain. She wore a gray jacket over a cream dress. Both were soaked through. Riley had been homeless for 3 months, since losing her job at the bookstore, then her apartment, then everything. Now she carried her few belongings in a backpack and slept wherever she could find shelter. The sound of whimpering caught her attention. Riley looked down the alley, a dog huddled against a dumpster, a husky puppy maybe 6 months old, shivering violently. No collar, no leash, just alone in the storm. Riley did not hesitate. She walked through the rain and knelt beside the puppy. "Hey there," she said softly. The puppy looked up with striking blue eyes. "You are all alone too, huh?" Riley shrugged off her jacket. It was the only warm thing she owned. But the puppy needed it more. She wrapped the jacket around the shivering dog and gathered him into her arms. "Come on," she whispered. "We will find somewhere dry." Riley found an alcove beneath a loading dock. Not much, but better than nothing. She settled with her back against the wall. The puppy, curled in her lap, still wrapped in her jacket. Riley was freezing now without her coat, but the puppy was warming up. That was what mattered. "I will call you Storm," she told him, "because that is how we met." Storm licked her hand. Riley held him close as the rain continued to fall. She did not sleep, too cold, but Storm slept peacefully against her chest. The next morning, the rain had stopped. Riley's clothes were still damp. Her body ached from the cold. But Storm was warm and alert. "We need to find you a home," Riley told him. "A real home." She could not keep a dog, could barely keep herself. They walked to the nearby park. Riley hoped to find someone looking for a lost puppy. Storm trotted beside her, occasionally looking up as if to make sure she was still. There, at the park, Riley asked people if they had lost a dog. Everyone said no, but a woman at a coffee cart said she would put up a notice. "Thank you," Riley said. She could not afford coffee, but the woman smiled kindly and handed her a cup anyway. On the house honey. "You look like you need it," Riley's eyes filled with tears. Small kindnesses meant everything. She sat on a bench with Storm sharing bites of a muffin she had saved from yesterday. "Someone will come for you," she promised the puppy. Someone who can give you what you need. That afternoon, Riley returned to her alcove. Storm followed. She knew she should take him to a shelter, but she could not bring herself to leave him with strangers. At least not yet. As evening approached, Riley heard footsteps. Man appeared at the entrance to the alcove, tall, with dark hair, and wearing an expensive gray suit despite the muddy conditions. He looked completely out of place. "Excuse me?" he said. His voice was cultured, controlled. "I am looking for a dog." Storm's ears perked up. He jumped to his feet and ran to the man. The man knelt immediately. "Apollo," he said, relief flooding his voice. "Thank God." He looked up at Riley. "You found him." "He was in the alley last night," Riley explained. "In the rain, I kept him warm." The man stood holding Apollo Storm. "Whatever his name was, I have been searching since yesterday afternoon," the man said. "He got out when the housekeeper left the door open. I thought I had lost him." He looked at Riley with striking green eyes. "Thank you. You saved his life. Anyone would have done the same, but you are the one who did," the man said. He extended his hand. "I am Nathaniel Cross." Riley shook it. Her hand was rough and cold compared to his. Riley Paxton. Nathaniel's eyes took in her appearance, the damp clothes, the backpack, the shadows under her eyes. "Where do you live?" he asked carefully. Riley looked down. "Nowhere permanent right now." Nathaniel was quiet for a moment. "Come with me." "What? Please," Nathaniel said. "Let me thank you properly. You saved Apollo, the least I can do is buy you a meal. Riley wanted to refuse, but she was so hungry and so tired. Okay, Nathaniel's car was a sleek black SUV. The interior was warm. Riley sank into the leather seat, trying not to get it dirty. They drove to a restaurant not too fancy, but nice. Nathaniel must have seen her discomfort about her appearance. Inside, he ordered food while Riley held Apollo. The puppy refused to leave her side. "He really likes you?" Nathaniel observed. "I think he remembers you saved him." "I just kept him warm." "You gave him your jacket," Nathaniel said. He had noticed it was still wrapped around Apollo. "You were freezing, but you kept him comfortable." Riley did not know what to say. When the food came, she tried to eat slowly, but her body was desperate for nourishment. Nathaniel did not comment, just kept the conversation going, asked about her life. Riley found herself telling him everything, about losing her job when the bookstore closed, about the apartment she could not afford, about 3 months on the streets. "I am trying to save enough for a deposit," she said, "but it is hard when every dollar goes to food." Nathaniel listened without judgment. "What did you do at the bookstore?" "Everything," Riley said. "Helped customers, organized inventory, managed social media. I loved books, still do. Though I do not get to read much anymore." After they ate, Nathaniel drove her back to the alcove. Riley gathered her things to get out. "Wait," Nathaniel said. "I have a proposition." Riley looked at him warily. Had heard propositions before. None of them good. "I need help," Nathaniel said. "I am a single father. My daughter is 3. Her name is Lily. My housekeeper quit last week, and I am struggling to find someone I trust. Someone kind." He looked at Riley. "You spent a freezing night keeping my dog warm. That tells me what kind of person you are." "You want me to be your housekeeper?" Riley asked. "I want you to help with my daughter and Apollo." Nathaniel said, "The position comes with room and board. A private apartment on my property. Full salary." Riley stared. "Why would you offer that?" "Because you need help," Nathaniel said simply, "and I need someone with a good heart around my daughter. Someone who chooses compassion over self-interest. You do not know me." "I know you saved Apollo when you had nothing," Nathaniel replied. "That is all I need to know." Riley felt tears streaming down her face. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, I will help." Moving into the Cross estate felt surreal. The apartment above the garage was larger than any place Riley had lived. It had heat-running water, a real bed. But what struck her most was meeting Lily, a little girl with dark curls and her father's green eyes. "Are you the lady who saved Apollo?" Lily asked. "Yes. Thank you," Lily said. Solemnly, "He is my best friend." Over the following weeks, Riley settled into her new life. She helped with Lily played. With Apollo gradually became part of the household. Nathaniel was kind but distant at first, professional. But Riley noticed things, how he always made time for Lily despite his demanding work, how he read bedtime stories even when exhausted, how he tried so hard to be both mother and father. One evening, Riley found him in his study, head in his hands. "Are you okay?" she asked. Nathaniel looked. Up. Lily's mother left when she was 6 months old, decided she did not want to be a parent. His voice was hollow. "I have been doing this alone for 2.5 years. Some days I wonder if I am enough." Riley sat beside him. "You are more than enough," she said. "Lily adores you. Anyone can see that, but she needs a mother." Nathaniel said, "Not a nanny, a real mother. She needs someone who loves her," Riley corrected gently. "That is what makes a real parent." "Not biology," Nathaniel looked at her. "Really?" Looked at her. "How did you get so wise?" "By losing everything," Riley said honestly, "and learning what actually matters." Over the next months, something shifted. Nathaniel and Riley spent more time together, talking after Lily was asleep, sharing coffee. in the mornings, finding excuses to be near each other. One evening, Riley was reading to Lily when Nathaniel came home early. He stood in the doorway watching Riley's gentle voice, Lily curled against her Apollo at their feet, a family when Lily was asleep. "Nathaniel found Riley. Can we talk? They walked in the garden. I need to tell you something," Nathaniel said. "When you found Apollo that night, you did not just save his life. You saved mine too." Riley looked at him confused. "I was drowning." Nathaniel explained, "In work and responsibility and loneliness. Then you came into our lives. You brought light back." He took her hands. "I am in love with you, Riley. I think I have been since that first night. When you sat in my car soaking wet holding my dog." Looking at me like I was crazy for offering dinner, Riley laughed through tears. "I thought you were crazy, but I was falling for you too." They married 6 months later. Small ceremony in the garden. Lily was the flower girl. Apollo wore a bow tie. At the reception, Nathaniel gave a toast. "8 months ago, my dog escaped," he said. "I thought it was the worst thing that could happen. Instead, it led me to the best thing." He looked at Riley. "You were homeless and freezing, but you chose to save Apollo. Anyway, you gave him your only jacket, spent the night keeping him warm. That act of kindness changed 3 lives, mine, Lily's, and yours." He raised his glass. "To my wife who taught me that home is not a place, it is a person. And family is not just blood, it is choosing to love. When you have every reason not to." Riley stood and kissed him. "You gave me a home when I had none," she whispered. "Family when I was alone, a purpose when I felt lost. No." Nathaniel said, "You did that for us." Years later, Lily would tell the story about how her mother found their dog in the rain, about how Apollo brought them together, about how sometimes the best families are the ones you choose. And sometimes saving a life saves your own. If this story warmed your heart, please like and share it with someone who believes in the power of kindness. Subscribe for more stories about compassion and chosen families. Comment and tell us about a time when helping someone or something led to unexpected blessings. Your story might inspire someone to choose generosity today.